Going into my first practice of my sophomore season at Louisville, started off intense. As you can see, I told them boys this is why I was Heisman. I came to practice with the mindset, if y'all want to go win another one, we have to come out to practice every day intense. Lil Reed Baduki V showed no mercy as he hit that outside and he does best what he does best, that speed like a lightning bolt, and coach said you're in no danger of losing that starting position. Going into our first game against 0-1 Marshall, started off intense. On 2nd and 7, I hit that hole with bad intentions, bounce it outside, break one tackle, break another one, and I finally get brought down. But Lil Reed Baduki V was coming out a little different this season. He was breaking tackle, juking and weaving and getting up that field, breaking another one and saying he is a grown man. Just look at the absolutely hard running on 1st and 10, staying behind those blocks and giving them the meanest stuff from get off of me and getting in that end zone with bad intentions. Every time I touch that ball, I want to go for 6, and on 2nd and 2, I cut that thing upfield, break a tackle, and as you can see, they were rallying to that ball. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I have an outside zone, and I will cut that thing back up, and as you can see, I have one man to beat into Eve. Oh my God, I get around him with bad intentions, and I could, and I would go all the way and be the best running back in NCAA history. Going to the next play on 1st and 10, I have an inside zone, and I will hit that B gap, and I will go, and I will break another tackle, and I was the man. As you can see, we're up 21-11, and to put the icing on the cake, as you can see, I'm making defenders miss. They just don't want to be here, and I was absolutely fired up, and we going to win the ball game. I get player of the game, and as you can see, I ended the game off of 288 yards and 3 total TDs. Going into our next game against 0-1 Kentucky, started off intense. On 2nd and 3, as you can see, Lil Reed Baduki hits that outside, and he creeps up that outside sideline, and he is not playing early. It's a rainy game, and Lil Reed Baduki V does not like rainy games. That made him angry, and on 1st and 10, he will take it all the way because he is pissed off. Here, as you can see, on 3rd and 7, I had an outside zone, then I cut it back up, and as you can see, I hit that hole, and I would get that first down. But going into the next play on 2nd and goal, I will go in for 6. We are absolutely running that scoreboard up, and on 1st and 10, chill. Oh my God, I get up the field with bad intentions, break a tackle, and we get up that sideline, and they have to bring me down. Here, as you can see, I've never been afraid of a challenge, and on 1st and goal, I said I want to go up high, and I take it up high and go in for a hurdle touchdown. Coach told me to stop doing it because you might get hurt, but I went up again. I said, Coach, you can't tell me to stop doing something that I love doing. But I didn't get in, and on 1st and goal, I came down and boomed him to make sure I got in that time, and I was fired up. Again, down to the 4th quarter on 1st and 10, Lil Reed Baduki V bounces it outside and put the icing on the cake. He will take it all the way for a 6, and it is now 49-13. As you can see, we will go on and win the ball game. I get player of the game with 5 total TDs and 320 yards. On to our next game against 1-1 JMU. Start off intense on 2nd and 6. As you can see, I have a stretch play, break one tackle, juking, weaving, and getting back outside. Oh my God, Lil Reed Baduki V will go all the way for a 6, and that was the craziest run in history. When something don't work out, you find another resort, and on 1st and 10, the right side was locked, so I bounce it back left, and Lil Reed Baduki V, he could and he would break again for a long rushing TD. I mean, he just feels unstoppable in this game, and on 3rd and 4, boom, oh my God, I ran both of them over, and I'm not here to play. But when things were getting good in the game, I went up and hurdled. The coach told me to stop hurdling, and this time I went down for a turn. I got hurt, and it was not good. But I said, my fault, coach, and returned to the field and went on 1st and goal, broke a tackle and went in for 6. I said, I got your back, coach, and on 1st and 10, I will hit it right up that middle and boom him. Oh my God. Putting my 5'8" height to a good use. I was staying behind those blocks and fighting for another TD, but going into the next one on 1st and 10, I catch that backfield and juke. Oh my God, he was not here to play. And coach took me out and told me to stop doing all that juking and run coast to coast, and on 2nd and 9, I said, I got you, coach, I'm gonna run it outside, but I get you a big gain, and I sure did. As you can see, we're going to win the game. I ended the game off of 4 total TDs and 343 yards. On to our next game against 0-3 Cincinnati. Did not start off well. As you can see, they were rallying that ball, and they got me for a tackle for loss early. Here, as you can see, on 3rd and 10, we had a halfback draw a delay, and as you can see, I was making them miss and outrunning them with that speed that Lil Reed Baduki V got, and he could and he would go all the way for 6. On 1st and 10, the quarterback about set me up. I caught the ball and got boomed. Oh my God, that one was a close one, QB. I told him, you don't have to throw me that ball, just hand it off to me, and on 2nd and 5, I will make something out of nothing and get up that field weave. Oh my God, get him out of my way, break a tackle, and I will get up that field, and they finally bring me down to the 1. Here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, I have an inside zone, and I will hit that hole and get that first down, and I try to go for more, but they all rally the ball. But going to the next one on 1st and 10, I hit the hole, and oh my God, weave, oh my God, get him out of my way, and I will get up that field with bad intentions, and I couldn't, I would go all the way for 6. But here, as you can see, we would end them the old-fashioned way and nail the ball, but as you can see, we will go on and win the ball game. I get player of the game with 2 total TDs and 180 yards. On to our next game against 1-3 Temple. Started off intense. As you can see, every time I touch that ball, I will take it for 5 or 10 or even more. This game, I told you I don't like that rain, so I'm angry and I will hit that outside, make a miss. Oh my God, I will get up that sideline. They cannot catch Lil Reed, but Dookie the fifth, and he could and he would go all the way for 6. Here, as you can see on 2nd and 10, he bounces outside again and he almost breaks again, but he has 1 man to beat and he will bring him down and rally that crowd. On 4th and goal, I will punch that ball in. Coach, I said I got you. And on 1st and 10, as you can see, I will catch that ball out of that backfield and juke and get up that field with bad intentions, and I had 1 man to beat and he brings me down. I'm a risky player. I'm doing what got me hurt. I went up for 6 again, and as you can see, this time I got it and I was not hurt. And on 1st and 10, I will hit that hole and juke. Oh my God, I will catch my balance, but they bring me down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, it is 41-18, and as you can see, I break a tackle and I will bounce it outside, and as you can see, I can almost get up that corner, but they will shoestring tackle me. And I told Coach I wanted to go out with a bang, and I hurt her again, but no one wanted any parts of me. But we will go on to win the ball game. I get player of the game with 4 total TDs and 292 yards. On to our next game against 3-2 Charlotte. I started off intense. On 2nd and 3, I about took this thing to the house, but he stopped me at the 2nd level. Here, as you can see on 1st and 10, we had an outside zone, and I will hit that hole, break 1 tackle, and get up that field with bad intentions, but I finally get brought down. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting close to close on 1st and 10. As you can see, I plant my foot and get up to that 1st down. Every time I touch the ball, it's going for 5 or 10. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I had inside zone, and boy, I got loose, but I got shoestring. But going into the next play on 2nd and 1, we have another outside zone, and I follow those blocks, and as you can see, I dive in the end zone with bad intention, and I was fired up. Here, as you can see on 2nd and goal, that hole was so wide open, and I punched the ball in for 6. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I read all of my blocks and hit that outside, and they could not catch Lil Reed Baduka the fifth as I hurdle into the end zone. Here, as you can see, we go on to win the ball game. I get player of the game with 3 total TDs and 274 yards. Going into our next game against number 24 seed 501 UCF. Started off intense on 1st and 10. As you can see, they redirected me, but I will get back up that field with bad intentions and get that 1st down for my team. I went up to coach and I said, Coach, I'm hungry. Feed me that ball. On 2nd and 11, I stuck through those holes and I would hit that outside, and Lil Reed Baduka the fifth is dangerous when he hit that sideline, and he made a defender miss, and he could and he would go for 6. Going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I'm even hungrier, and I'm going to get to that 1st down with bad intentions every time, and I made him miss, and as you can see, I was trying to get up that field, but they rallied the ball. But getting down to the goal line, I will punch it in for 6. But here, as you can see on 1st and 10, they're going to let that monster out the cage, because I am coming. As you can see, I hit that outside, and he will go down low and shoestring me. But going into the next play on 2nd and 11, I bounce it outside juke. Oh my God, I get up the field with bad intentions at juke. Oh my God, I break a tackle for 6. Like I said, every time I touch that ball, I'm going into that end zone for another one. But going into the next play on 3rd and 2, as you can see, I hit that hole, and look at the burst of speed as he hit that sideline. Lil Reed Baduka the fifth, he could and he would go all the way for 6. Here, as you can see, we go on and win the ball game. I get player of the game with 5 total TDs and 423 yards. Into our next game against 0-7 South Florida, we had to treat them like they haven't won a game, and we did. So on 1st and 10, Lil Reed Baduka the fifth will take it all the way. I mean, they just could not catch him. But here, as you can see, on 3rd and 5, I will hit it right up that middle, and I was juking and weaving, making sure to get up that field with bad intentions, and they just could not bring me down. I break a tackle, I almost break loose, but he will shoestring tackle me. Oh my God. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I will hit it outside again, and as you can see, I juke, but he stayed patient, but I will get a 1st down. But as you can see on 1st and 10, I hit that outside again, and it's 1-on-1. Boom, I'm gonna win every time. But after going up 28-7, I kind of figured why they were 0-7. I mean, they had no speed on the team to keep up with Lil Reed Baduka the fifth. He was outrunning everybody all game, and he was absolutely fired up. But going into the next play on 2nd and 10, as you can see, I hit it right up the middle and get the 1st down and almost more, but they will rally that ball with bad intentions. But going into the next play on 2nd and goal, you know who's gonna punch that ball in. Lil Reed Baduka the fifth. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, we have another inside zone, and I mean, I'm killing them every time I touch that ball. I'm going for 1st downs and more. But going into the next one on 1st and 10, as you can see, I will hit that outside to put the icing on the cake, and they were not stopping us. It was 55-7. But here, as you can see, we will go on and win the ball game. I get player of the game with 391 yards and 6 total TDs. On to our next game against 7-1 SMU. Started off intense on 2nd and 5. As you can see, I was falling behind those blocks. I break a tackle, almost break another one, but he finally brings me down. But going into the next play on 2nd and goal, as you can see, I hit it right up the middle for 6. Here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, I will hit it outside again, and when I hit that sideline, there is no catching Lil Reed Baduka the fifth. He could and he would go all the way 4-6. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I bounce it back left and then bounce it back right, and Lil Bree Badoka the fifth is tearing this defense apart. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, that sideline is my best friend. I bounce it outside every time. I'm juking and weaving and getting up that field with bad intentions, and no one is gonna stop me. I have the mindset of do not be stopped. As you can see, once we gained a big lead, we were up 31-10. There is no coming back from that. We will take advantage of it the rest of the game. Here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, I will bounce it outside, bounce it back up, because they just don't know what they are doing out there, and I will take it all the way for another TD, and that put the icing on the cake. As you can see, we're going to win the ball game. I get player of the game, 352 yards and 5 total TDs. Going into our next game against 3-6 Rutgers, started off intense. On 4th and 3, I told coach to give me that ball. I bounced it outside, and I told him I'm gonna make enough of nothing, and as you can see, I will take it all the way for 6, and I told coach, I said, I got you. I told you to give me that ball. We're going into the next play on 2nd and 4. As you can see, I bounced it outside, and as you can see, I will get up that field. Chill. Oh my God, I made a miss, and I will keep going up that field, but they bring me out of bounds. Going into the next play on 2nd and 12, as you can see, I bounce it outside, and it can get dangerous when I hit that sideline. I dive in that end zone for 6, but on 1st and 10, as you can see, I bounce it out again, and oh my God, burst the speed. As you can see, once he hit that sideline, it could get dangerous, but he gets brought out of bounds. Going into the next play on 3rd and 1, as you can see, I bounce it back outside again, and Lil Bree Badoka the fifth, he could, and he would go all the way for 6. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I have another outside zone, and I would juke weave and breaking a tackle, and oh my God, he could, and he would go all the way. He is that man at Louisville. Oh my God. Going into the next one on 1st and 10, as you can see, he have a read option, and he will pitch me that ball, and as you can see, I bounce it back up for 6. Here, as you can see, on 2nd and 10, to put the icing on the cake, it's 35-38, and we are down, and I said, no, it's no letting back. I will take it all the way 4-6 to win us that ball game. And as you can see, we're going to win the ball game. I get player of the game with 487 yards and 6 total TDs. On to our next game against 4-6 Memphis was a high intensity starting off game. And on 2nd and 9, as you can see, I hit that outside with bad intentions, and he went to go make that block. And oh my God, he almost got me, but he was too slow. And as you can see, I was fired up early. Going into the next play on 2nd and 14, as you can see, I hit that outside again. It came down and boomed him. Oh my God, and he pushed me out. Here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, I bounced it outside and hit that sideline again, and I will get up that field juke, but I stepped out of bounds, and I was almost gone. But on 2nd and 1, I run it straight up that middle, and boom, oh my God, I will lower that shoulder and dive in for 6. Going into the next one on 1st and 10, I juke, get up that field with bad intentions, and they will not catch Lil Bree Badoka the fifth. He will go in for another TD, and as you can see, we will go in the end of an old-fashioned way and kneel the ball. Going into the next play on 2nd and 12, as you can see, I have an outside zone, and I will get up that field with bad intentions. I will outrun him because he just cannot be on my level. I run a 4.3, and you are not faster than me, and I will go all the way for 6. Here, as you can see, we're going to win the ball game. I ended the game off with 322 yards and 4 total TDs. Into our next game against 7 and 4 Houston. Did not start off so intense. On 2nd and 6, as you can see, I stumbled in the grass, and then they were rallying that ball, but I went down with an injury, and things were not looking good early on in the game. Going into the next one, 1st and 10, as you can see, I hit that outside, and I was juking and weaving to get up that field to make sure that I got that first down. But going into the next one, 1st and 10, I read that linebacker, hit it back up the middle, juked, oh my God, and got up that field for more yards. Here, as you can see, on 2nd and goal, he hit me with a sweep play, and I will take it all the way in for 6. But going into the next play on 2nd and 7, I will hit that outside and get up that field with bad intentions, and I was juking and weaving and getting up that field, and they cannot stop Lil Bree Badoka the fifth, and he absolutely was fired up. He slammed the ball and said, "Shh." We were going to lose our first game, and I ended the game off with 2 rushing TDs, and as you can see, we won the American Championship, and as you can see, I've gotten back-to-back Heisman. I'm that man. On to our next game against the number 8 seed 10-2 Oklahoma. Started off the way we needed it to. On 3rd and 15, I ran him over and got up that field with bad intentions. After being ranked number 11, we cannot make it to that natty, and we did not get to go to the playoffs, so this is our last game, and we have to give it all we got. And on 4th and 1, I will convert, get up that field with bad intentions, but I will get brought down. But going into the next play, they were not letting me get in that end zone, but I was getting up that field with bad intentions, making sure to get 10 or more. But as you can see, going into the next play, I hit it back outside, I juke up the field, and he was not going for it. They rallied to that ball, but we got down to the goal line, and as you can see, I ran him over and punched it in for 6. But here, as you can see, on 3rd and 5, I will juke, and he will hit me, and they will go on and be the champions of the bowl game, and we went on to lose the game. Here, as you can see, I ended the game off with 1 rushing TD, but this is the end of Lil Bree Badoka the fifth sophomore season. Drop in the comments down below if you think he will return or he will hit the transfer portal.